Oh, well, welcome back to our little war game development section of the man cave. I'm going to give you a little bit of update of the ideas that are floating around and where we are. Let me see here. We're still at we're at a certain point now, and that's why I'm kind of excited as we're getting ready for our initial playthrough. Now, we've done this one or two times just to get the initial turns of the game going on, but we want to get this played through to where they're almost exiting out of town. Now, a key thing is we're still not sure if we want to do the old block system or the counters. I'm kind of now leaning towards counters. I mean, we got this block system here set up, but as you can see, it's got its good points and its bad points, so we don't know which way we're going to go yet. But if they were counters, we were thinking they could be a little bit more spiffy, a little bit more glamorous, with like a leader's portrait on there. All the battle information and everything. The counter's just going to show you where who it is and where they're at. When you have your battles, they're all going to be taking place on these Confederate and Union corps cards. Now, we even got something going on with that because that takes up a lot of space. So right here we have all the corps that are actually in this fish hook. We got them marked here, but over here is a less glamorous version of this because it's just the initial part of the game. But you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are actually 5 corps over there. They had one in reserve. That'd make a 6th one. But yeah, we got all the corps broken down into the divisions, broken down into each brigade and their strength. Now, I don't know if Reynolds or Newton's. It's got on their 4th Corps 2 commanders. So I don't know if Reynolds got KI-8 or Newton did, but we'll have to do. It's going to take some research there. Full strength, he's 28 pips. After the battle, he's only 17 pips. You can see their strength marked on their pips, and that's going to be the core thing of how you're going to keep track of your unit strength. All right, so I'm thinking now more towards a counter system to represent these corps, but we're getting there. We're still in so early development, it's pathetic. But what else are we doing? Oh, we also have, and this is an exciting part of the game too, is game cards. And we have some game card ideas here. And I'll flip a few of them up there for you. One of the main cards, one of the big highlights of this game, and a big, let me see, how would I describe it? A big part of the battle was General Meade's war consoles. Now, we got a war console card that the Confederate player will be playing on the Union player. And when he plays a war console card onto the Union player will lose 1 turn. And that'll represent Lee's war console and his indecisions. Now, we got another aspect of the game that deals with that, but that's one idea for a card. Another card we have is these will be varied. It will be a superior tactician card. We get +2 die roll modifiers in a battle. We have a Commander's Feud card. Now, there'll be 2 types of Commander's Feud cards. Let me see here. Commander's Feud cards. A Commander Feud card is good. You can play it on yourself, and that gains you an initiative. So I guess you're playing it on your opponent, and his commanders are feuding, and that means you'll gain the initiative while they're screwing around with each other. We have another Commander's Feud card that you play on your opponent, and that gives him a -1 die roll modifier in battle. So there's a couple Commander Feud cards you can play on your opponent. One card we have is just called Lee, and that enables represents Lee's superior mind, superior tactician, the Legend of Lee, and then it will enable the Confederate player to take another turn. Gives him a little bit of head start on his way down there to Potomac and Cashtown and Williamsport. All right. Oh, a big part of the battle here, or one of the incidents that happened, was when the Union was chasing the Confederates in the rainstorm and came upon a young girl. I think maybe she was 12 or 13, and she provided them with the intel, telling them, yeah, about 300 yards down the road's a bunch of breastworks and artillery you're going to run into. So we have a card that covers that. It is called the local intel card, and that'll gain you 1 hex or a certain movement bonus. We haven't got that down pat. You'll have a reinforcement card that'll gain you pips on your old deal there. Plus, there'll be other ways to get reinforcements. Oh, now here's another card. When you're a Confederate player hits you with a War Council card and wants you to lose a turn, if you have this card in your hand, you can trump that card. And this card here represents the fact that the whole situation here, Lee was operating pretty much autonomously. He didn't have any superiors. He had superiors, but they were way back in Richmond, which is a few days' ride or weeks' ride or whatever from where the battle actually was. Rural Meade had his telegraph system. He had his wires communication to Washington was maybe even instantaneous, or within a certain amount of a day or two's ride. So Lincoln hated Meade's War Council. So when a Confederate player plays a War Council card on the Union player, requiring him to lose a turn, the Union player, if he has a superior communications card, that'll cancel that War Council card. There's all kinds of stuff we can do. That were just a few incidents or examples of some of the card play we're going to have going on here. But here we are. Yeah, we're working on getting ourselves initials. We got the initial sequence of play and all mechanics down pat. It's just a matter of how we want to do this. We're going to use these blocks. I like blocks. But what we really wanted to do was have one of these. I can't even see it right now. One of these big blocks here is the core block. And that was supposed to be my division blocks, and these ones here brigades. But unfortunately, I don't think I have 6 long blue blocks like that. So that's another reason. We're just working with what we got here in our good old homemade game and having a good time. Get our displays all ready. We got our little Confederate screen so we can work on his deception counters without the Union player seeing it. We got our road conditions. There'll be a bunch of these boxes all through the map, pointing towards each road it affects. Now the Union player, during the Battle of Gettysburg and all this retreat, had a form of asphalt. And what was that called? Let me pause this real quick. All right. The early form of asphalt back then was called macadamized. It was an early form of tar and stone, which made them a lot easier, or a lot better to be traveling through than some of these dirt and mud roads that the Union player or the Confederate player will be encountering. So we'll have all those listed up. You don't see any of these now, and a major part of the game is going to be the road system and the conditions of the roads according to die rolls and modifiers, and if it's macadamized or not. Anyway, that's just a quick little look at what we got going on. We will be back with some more War for America, having a good time with my email opponent. And we will be back with some more race to get across the bridges. There you go. We got a pontoon bridge there, an old stone bridge there with the Confederate sentinel protecting the bridge. Williamsport and Cashtown. We'll be back.